First, though, on what's gone viral. One sightseeing Swiftie got the wrong end of the stick on her trip to Ireland. So this wonderful Swiftie, poor Swiftie, is Liz Wizdom, hilariously. She's a designer who lives in the US, but she flew over to a Taylor Swift concert in Ireland, in Dublin, because, you know, lots of Swifties do that, because you can presumably get cheaper tickets if you prepare to fly across the world to go and do it, to go and see her. So anyway, the concert itself was in Dublin. She was travelling, goodness knows where she was travelling from, but she found herself in Donegal, in County Donegal, which is in Northern Ireland, not quite north, in the north of Ireland, not quite Northern Ireland. My goodness me, you can see why she got confused as well. Anyway, I won't go into the history of it all for all the Americans who might be listening, or non-Brits and Irish who might be listening at the moment. But essentially, she found herself in the middle of an Orange Order parade, and it was all to mark the Battle of the Boyne, which is a very, very significant date in the Protestant calendar. And it's kind of seen to be sort of antagonising Catholics. And it looks like just a parade. You know, poor Liz herself was like, what is this? Is this some kind of like July 4th equivalent kind of happiness parade? And it's got a little bit more to it than just a happiness parade. But the comments that were put on this video from Liz, when she's essentially saying, what the hell is going on here? What have I found myself in Ireland? And someone said, potentially the funniest video I've ever seen. Someone else, she's going to be horrified. She reacted like this when she finds out. It was absolutely phenomenal. And the fact that she was also wearing her like Irish flag tricolour bracelet. Obviously all Swifties have their friendship bracelets. And it's just, you know, surrounded by all of these Orange Order Protestants wearing her like, yay, republicanism bracelet was just, wonderful, a wonderful turn of events. And then she's followed it up, obviously, with other videos as well. So just to explain that once she realised what it was, then she's followed it up and also apologised.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that this was a controversial thing. I thought I just stumbled upon a parade out in the Irish countryside. Turns out major politically divisive situation going on. How was I to know? Okay, for context, I am an American who was in Dublin for the Eras Tour. Controversial, I know. But traveling around Ireland today, was going from Sligo to Donegal when all of a sudden got stuck in standstill traffic for 45 minutes because all of these shuttle buses are lined up on the side of the road and people just start pouring out of them by the hundreds. They're playing their flutes, their whistles, their drums. They're having a grand old time. And I'm thinking, this is a quaint little parade. Just like, you know, America, we had July 4th last week. We had parades. Maybe they have something like that going on here. The Irish Facebook travel groups that I was a part of did not cover this. They did not cover this at all. So sorry about that. I'm going to do some Googling, some research, some learning. Thank you for everyone in the comments, keeping me educated, keeping me young.
So Liz, bless you. You've now apologised and we completely forgive you, of course, for getting that wrong. Not many people would necessarily know what they'd found themselves in. Hilariously as well, she did go off and do some like research and she was trying really hard to make sure that she'd got all the rest of the facts in her story correct. And she realised that she was pronouncing Donegal, Donegal, I think, anyway, she got it wrong. And she was trying, and I think she still basically got it wrong. So it's Donegal, for those who don't know. And obviously it comes out much better if you say it in an Irish accent as well, which I don't have. So she then posted another video apologising for that.
Donegal. I just filmed a whole video of me pronouncing this over and over again, and then I went to Google just to double check it, and I was still doing it wrong. I was doing Donegal, but it's Donegal. I just came from Donegal. I'm headed to Donegal. What's the move in Donegal tonight? Do I have it? Please tell me. Please tell me I have it. I would like to say in my defense that Ed Sheeran should have, could have, would have put out a song called Donegal Girl. Instead, he put out Galway Girl. And I think that he could have used this opportunity to educate the masses, because Galway, it's pretty easy. You pronounce it the way that it's spelled. But Donegal, much harder. Now I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, actually, they're kind of the same thing. But I still think Donegal gal. Oh, we could have done a song, Donegal gal. I'm doing it wrong again. Donegal gal. Donegal gal. Okay, that's a bit of a tongue twister. I see why he didn't do that. Also, Ed Sheeran, not Irish. In case you think that I think he's Irish, I don't think that, and I definitely never thought that.
Yeah, it's kind of compounding error after error. But what I love about this is Liz is such, like, you could tell, great character, great personality, and it's completely innocent. There is no maliciousness intended at all. And, you know, I think the comments reflected that. Yes, of course, there are some people who are a bit nasty and snipey. Say, why didn't you do your research? And she, you know, how many of us would do that, you know, when going to a Taylor Swift concert? But I think generally, I think it reflected the kind of the goodwill towards her. And she was very honest. And, you know, she did follow-up videos apologising for it.
And 2.5 million people saw that first video of her saying, can someone please tell me what kept me stuck 45 minutes? And for those people who said, why didn't you do your research before? It's just like, well, she's done her research now and she's got a hell of a lot of views and traction on social media. So arguably she's done her bit for kind of like those sort of Irish history passionatas. It's most of the comments, as you say, were really kind of like funny, finding it really funny, and sort of in complete appreciation of the fact that she's just kept going back, kept saying sorry. So full credit to you, Liz, and I hope you had a phenomenal time at the Taylor Swift concert. It looked amazing by all accounts.